Hello everyone, welcome to Interceptor Moto. This is my Interceptor 650. Let's hop on and see where the road takes us.
Today's video is from May 5th, 2024. I was a little hesitant to get on the bike because it was Cinco de Mayo, and I was a little worried about people drinking and driving. I'm glad I decided to go out there, because in the short time I've been riding, this has been the best experience so far. I had a lot of fun riding on the highway and riding through the small towns. The weather was perfect, you couldn't have asked for a better day to ride. This ride I kind of pre-planned on Google Maps. I don't have a GPS unit, and I didn't have a headset at the time, so I was kind of winging it based off of memory. I started by going north out of Cedar Rapids. I ended up going through Palo, Centerpoint, Urbana, Vinton, Newhall, Atkins, and then back into Cedar Rapids. This first town I'm riding through is Centerpoint. This is the first time I've been through Centerpoint, even though it's just about 20 minutes north of Cedar Rapids. One of my good friend's dad, he lives out here, but he lived more out in the country, so I'd never actually been to the town. When I looked online, it said the population of Centerpoint was around 2,500, which kind of surprised me, because when I was riding around it seemed bigger than that. The reason I say that is because they have an elementary school, a separate middle school, and a separate high school. Usually in the smaller towns in Iowa, all the schools are combined into one building. The high school is also shared with Urbana. When you come into town, there's an Outdoor Outfitters, which I assume sells camping and hunting gear. There's also a McDonald's, a couple gas stations, a pizza place, and a Mexican restaurant. It really captures the small town charm of Iowa. You don't really get to experience this being in Cedar Rapids. Cedar Rapids has about 150 to 160,000 people. I'm really excited to get out there this summer and explore some of these small towns. Driving on the more popular highways and interstates, you just kind of blow right past these small towns. didn't see too much when I was riding through Urbana. I mainly rode through the residential area. I was just passing through to get to Highway 150, which leads over to Vinton. It was a quiet town, there wasn't much traffic, there were a couple people that waved hi to me, and I think the town has around 1,600 people. The highway ride between Urbana and Vinton was probably the best part of the entire ride. Unfortunately, when I stopped in Urbana to change batteries on my GoPro, I did not turn the GoPro back on. I didn't realize this until after I stopped for gas in Vinton. So unfortunately, you only get the tail end of the Vinton ride, which stinks because there was a lot of cool buildings I went by in Vinton. The downtown area was really cool. It looked like it had a lot of historic buildings. When I was younger, I lived in Vinton for a year. I went to school there in first grade. That's about all I remember of the town. Vinton has around 5,000 people. One of the neat buildings I wasn't able to capture on video is the Iowa Braille and Sight Saving School, which was established back in 1852. Mary Ingalls, the sister of Laurel Ingalls Wilder, attended the school and graduated in 1889. I'll put a link down in the description for a little bit more information on the school. Hall is a nice quiet little town. There's a little less than 1,000 people in it. You know you've made it as a small town when Dollar General moves in. If I remember right, I think each town had a Dollar General welcoming you. When I was riding through, I actually forgot where I was supposed to turn. You'll see the hesitation at the stop sign. I decided to continue going straight when I needed to turn left. I was thrown off by the truck route sign that pointed straight, but I think the reason it's a truck route is because this road leads to Highway 30. I rode a couple miles down the road before I decided to stop and check the map. That's when I realized my mistake and where I needed to turn. I ended up turning back towards New Hall. It was nice to see these small communities being so active. Almost every town I went to either had baseball or softball being played. Our last stop brings us through Atkins, a small quiet community about 10 minutes west of Cedar Rapids. One of the things I remember from when I was younger, Atkins used to be home to a really cool wooden castle playground. I'm not sure when it was torn down, but it's been replaced by a more modern playground. This ride was by far the most fun I've had on the bike since owning it. It was also the longest ride in terms of time and miles. I think the trip in total was about 2.5 hours, and it came close to 80 miles. I really wish I would have captured the ride between Urbana and Fenton, but that just means I'll have to ride it again. I want to say thanks to everyone who takes the time to watch these videos. It really means a lot to me. If you have any suggestions for content in the future that you'd like to see, please let me know. And as always, enjoy the ride.